Frank Zappa, almost 50 years ago. She was one of the first women to front her own band. Alice blazed the trail for many who look up to her, who have followed. Alice is a Northwest native. She's toured and recorded with Van Morrison, Jerry Garcia, John Prine, Elvin Bishop, and still can be seen at clubs in our area. On Wednesday night, catch the Alice Stuart Band at the Urban Onion in Olympia. Listen to her.
He said he ain't never had enough. I said, ooh, baby, I could cool your heels.
Okay, so that's the Alice Stewart Band, Urban Onion in Olympia, Friday at 6:30, Wednesday night, and Friday at 6:30. Her other band, which is called the Formerlies, and I assume that's people formerly of lots of different bands, they're at Third Place Books in Montlake Terrace. Hold on a sec. Alice Stewart, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. How are you, Alice?
Thank you very much. It's been a while since I've been here.
It has. Now, what have you been up to?
Still trying to get rich, you know.
You still trying to get rich? You haven't given up that dream?
You and 50 Cent, yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, you, with Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, well, how crazy is that? Was that like one of your first big bands?
Yeah, well, yeah, actually it was.
That was the big breakout for you.
Yeah, but he was very low key at the time. He had a blues band at the time.
Okay, so it wasn't quite the Moving to Montana soon.
No.
That was before that.
Yeah.
And they're a very avant-garde band, very jazzy, but really adventurous, would you say?
Absolutely.
What kind of stuff did you play with them?
I played, I played acoustic guitar.
Okay.
And he wanted to make the acoustic guitar weave, in and out, so he could play this crazy stuff around it.
Do you remember any of the kind of style of playing you did then? And just play a little something
well,
for us?
I played Delta type stuff, same stuff I play now.
Just give me a little taste. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's nice stuff, yeah. And then they had other guys with xylophone, ding, 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 on the top of that, right?
Well, yes, later.
That came later.
After
okay.
I
So what
left.
happened to Frank Zappa? Did he fall down in a giant patch of mushrooms and something happened to him?
Actually, he was a very clean living
He was,
guy.
wasn't he? He was totally sober.
He did not drink. He did not, smoke. He smoked.
A little.
Tobacco, he smoked, yeah.
Yeah, but nothing else.
I'm watching your eyes are having a whole different
No, we
conversation.
know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Frank Zappa was a teetotaler, and all through his whole career, he was a workaholic.
He was.
He smoked tobacco, like crazy. I didn't know him. Alice knew him, but I knew a lot of his career, and he is a non-drinker, non-drug user.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, in addition, Van Morrison. Now, there's an artist I love.
Yeah.
Tell me about touring with him.
Well, touring with him was wonderful because of people I got to play in front of. As far as him being a great personality of a person to know and get close to, not so much.
Not so much. Not so much a good guy.
Not so much. But
she reminds me a little of Betty White here. Yeah, not so much.
Well, she'll tell it like it is.
She'll tell it like it is.
I've heard that about Van Morrison, but I've never had a first-hand encounter with him.
How about John Prine? Was he an ass too?
Now that's a nice guy.
He was a real nice guy.
Salt of the earth. John Prine, nicest
John
man you'll ever meet.
Prine, nice guy.
Folk singer, really good salt of the earth guy.
Yeah.
Elvin Bishop, did you ever fool around and fall in love with him?
I never fell in love with him. Couldn't hardly stand him, actually.
Oh, couldn't stand him either.
No comment.
By the way, she reminds me of you
alone.
because if she says she likes someone, I know she really does. She ain't fooling.
No.
Yeah.
Alice, she was in a man's world. She led a band back when women did not lead bands. You were.
That is true.
Did people object to that?
Well, they didn't take it, for what? What is
Was
that?
it like being a gay NFL player to be a woman leading a band?
It's kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
You have to
people
be first,
uncomfortable, but it's happening.
then you would say you people will get comfortable with it. Trust me, and then you blaze the way for all the women in rock who say they owe a lot to you.
Well, I hope they say that.
Well, and you mentioned being like a gay NFL player. If the guy can play, they don't care what you do at home.
Eventually, they don't care.
When you could play, they didn't care.
All right. So, where do you live now?
I live in Olympia, which is why I had to go to bed at 3:30 and get up at 6 this morning to get here.
Oh, sorry we kept you up. It's a long drive from Olympia to here.
It is,
Yeah.
especially on Monday morning.
Okay. And you're playing there Wednesday night at the Urban Onion.
Yep.
And then you'll be at Third Place Books Friday night at 6:30 with the Formalies. Who the Formalies? Just give me the biggest Formally. Who's the biggest Formally with?
Mark Willett is probably the biggest formerly, and you probably don't know who he is, but he's been around Seattle and so many bands, it's been ridiculous.
See, Junior Cadillac?
No, my keyboard player is.
Okay.
Junior Cadillac.
Steve
Oh, love
Flynn.
him.
Yeah, Steve, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Check her out, folks. We'll have a link at bobrivers.com, and let's have you play a tune for us. You came all the way from Olympia.
I did.
All right. Alice Stewart, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to play?
I'm going to play a song I wrote called I'm Channeling Memphis Minnie Tonight.
Okay.
Standing here on the stage tonight, tell you about a woman who got it right. She was a guitar woman, played the blues, played anything that she wanted to. She showed the world what a woman can do. Woman, that's supposed to be woman.
Yeah.
Stand back, boys, don't start no fight. I'm channeling Memphis Minnie tonight. No one ever really copied anybody's style. I learned my lessons, learned them well. I learned a lot from Jesse Fuller, Fred McDowell, Lightning Hopkins, Blind Willie McTell, Furry Lewis, Blind Waken, Rapid Brown. Boys could really bring it down. They were good, they were able, but many played him under the table. Well, she sang about the bumblebee and its stinger. In one of them dirty blues, a real humdinger. That black rat, she was gonna find his trail, bury her shoes in his shirt tail. She chose the wrong lot, didn't settle down, wanted a chauffeur to drive her around. Big Bill Brunsey thought he was able, but many played him under the table. Now on Christmas Day, when she was only 8, she got a salvation box. She learned to play on the streets of Memphis in her girlish days. Rumor had it she could be mean, but she sure could make a guitar scream. Stand back, boys, don't start no fight, 'cause I'm channeling Miss Minnie tonight. Thank you.
That's beautiful.